Oh, hello there. Welcome back to CSN. Little, good to be back, isn't it?
Yes, indeed.
So, what's this, you might ask? Well, this is every single script that we've done so far for college football. But you know what? Irrelevant.
I know, indeed.
What even is this? Outback Bowl review, recruiting, fun fact, video, even this. Yeah, this.
Y'all get rid of them somehow.
Yep. I missed.
Alright, so after all that's done, let's get on with the real stuff. So, starting off today with our great return. Feels good to be in 2018, huh?
Yes, it does.
Yes, that is very true. Now, starting off with our first topic today is going to be mainly football, a little bit of basketball. Our top 5 college football teams after the wacky, in my opinion, 2017-18 season. Alex, what's yours?
Now, I'm going to get hate for this, but I have UCF at number 1. Why? Undefeated, beat a big SEC team, and helped their conference in a major way. Number 2 is, of course, Alabama. The Crimson Tide will not be denied. They were all getting doubts that they were not supposed to be in the playoffs, but they ended up winning the Natty. Number 3, I have the Bulldogs, obviously national runners-up this season, so good for them. Hope to see them back in the future. Number 4 is the Oklahoma Sooners, of course, with the legendary QB, Baker Mayfield. Credits to him for leading them to the playoffs. Obviously not the outcome that they wanted, but he's probably going to do very, very well in the NFL, and I wish him luck. Now to my last pick, I have Ohio State. Ohio State had a tremendous season this year, getting a victory over USC in the New Year's Six. Should have been in the playoffs, but whatever. It is what it is. But Barrett, extremely talented. Losing a lot of big stars this year, but probably going to gain a lot more stars this year. So credits for Barrett going into the NFL draft. Jack, you're up.
So some of my top 5, starting with number 1, Alabama. Of course, they won the Natty. Everyone doubted them going into the playoffs, but they got the job done. Number 2 is, of course, Georgia, getting some landmark wins off of Notre Dame, Auburn in the SEC championship, and Oklahoma in the playoffs. Number 3, UCF going undefeated, winning conference championship, and they beat Auburn, which beat Bama and Georgia. And it's been a long year for them, but I think the hype is way too much. And I mean, I guess it could be in the rankings, but they're losing their coach, a lot of their staff, and some key players. I don't think they're gonna even be near the top 25 this year. And at number 4 is the Oklahoma Sooners. Also in the college football playoff, I had them as my national championship pick. And Baker Mayfield, that perfect offense, everything about it was a long, long run for them. And they get hate along the way, but eventually they came off and had an awesome season.
Hey, Jack, what did I say in the last video that defense wins championships?
It's not every year, though. Number 5 is Ohio State. Shoulda, coulda, woulda been in the playoffs until Bama overran them and then won a Natty. So, big year for Ohio State, as usual business. It's been a long way. And then, Barrett was in the Heisman. Everything was going on with them. Long year for them. Credits to them. Coming in at number 2, can Tua from Alabama, this true freshman, win the Heisman? Came in the second half of the national championship to replace Jalen Hurts, Bama's golden boy, and won the game.
Well, I'm gonna say this. A true freshman can't play half a game and then expect to win the Heisman. He's gotta prove himself that he is a good QB, like Baker Mayfield, and prove that he's worthy of the Heisman.
True. And he might not get the starting job, but he showed off in the national championship. I think he's probably going to be in the Heisman in the beginning of the season, but I don't think he's going to win it.
His competitors, Trace McSorley, Kelly Bryant, Bryce Love, and Jake Fromm. But moving on.
Will Lamar Jackson be a wide receiver or QB in the NFL?
Personally, I think he should be a running back. That boy's got legs.
True indeed, but I think he make a better wide receiver because he has the body of a wide receiver. He has the speed to be a great wide receiver, and he can get up high for those balls. He used to be a wide receiver until he was switched to QB, and he's excelled in both areas. So, Braxton Miller out of Ohio State had the same thing. He was a QB, almost won the Heisman. Same path as Lamar Jackson, but he came to be a wide receiver in the NFL. So, he's been switched around a lot of times. But moving on.
Now this is big. The crisis at Michigan State going on right now. Over the past couple of weeks, there have been a lot of developments. Larry Nassar being sentenced to up to 175 years for sexual assault.
He's going into his second trial now, and another 60 women who have been assaulted are going to be speaking once again. And guess what? 60 of all those women were not even speaking in the first trial. How can someone do that?
He's a monster.
It's a serious thing, and that should not be happening.
After the trial, the president of Michigan State resigned. They have now named their temporary president a former governor of Michigan. I think his last name was Ingolf. Also, they are about to name their athletic director, because the athletic director resigned after, obviously.
It's a lot of suspicion going on with this, so that puts Mark D'Antonio and Izzo under fire for what's happening for handling some sexual assault cases, legal sexual assault cases.
Now, Mark D'Antonio has denied claims that he mishandled any investigations. I personally believe him.
And I believe him too. I don't think he's the kind of guy that would do that.
No.
I mean, unless you're Larry Nassar, but either way, I think it's a lot of BS. But who knows what could happen? So we don't have all the proof. But just because a guy says he didn't do anything doesn't mean he didn't do anything.
Yeah. But there's no proof that Mark D'Antonio did anything wrong. So until we see further evidence, we're calling Mark D'Antonio in the clear. Now for Izzo, I think he's doing the right thing by just laying low. He said he will cooperate with the investigation at hand, but he's not saying anything to the reporters. And I think that's a good thing, because if he makes one little slip, he says something that he doesn't mean, it could backfire on him. But, this is a developing case, and we'll continue to keep you updated. But on to basketball. Holy cow, this basketball season has been crazy.
Very true.
You can't predict who's going to win.
It's way too tough. Way too tough.
Of course, the answer would go now Villanova. But, I mean, Marquette beat Villanova a month or two ago, and, it's just, you don't know. Like, the top 5, top 10 are changing every week.
And I don't have an answer for who I think will win it all.
Let me just read you the top 10. So, number 1, we have Villanova. Number 2, we have Virginia. Number 3, we have the Purdue Boilermakers. Number 4, we have the Duke Blue Devils. Number 5 is the Michigan State Spartans. 6 is the Xavier. 7 is Kansas. 8 is Cincinnati. 9 is Arizona. And 10 is Texas Tech. Now, this is from last week. Obviously, there have been some games played. But let me just say that West Virginia was in the top 5 at one point, then plummeted after a couple of losses. Their record now is 16-5. Xavier, also in the top 5. They fell to number 6 after a couple of losses. One key loss to Crennington, I think. Grayton. Something like that. But, I mean, Oklahoma plummeted. You know, they got their hype boy, Trae Young. But, yeah, I mean, no answer on who's going to win.
Yes. And going on from that, should college transfers, for football at least, have to sit out for a year if they transfer, or should they play immediately, Alex?
I think play immediately.
Yeah.
You're there to play.
Yeah, and if you're a really good person, or if you're have good background, good college student, very talented athlete, why say no? They shouldn't have to suffer because they don't like the university that they're in.
Mm-hmm.
They shouldn't. I mean, there's a lot of information behind it, and like there's a whole thing on college transferring and should college athletes get paid and stuff. So let's cover some college. Should college athletes get paid depending on how good they are, Alex?
That's a tough one. I think they do it for the fun of it. I mean, once you get in the NFL, you'll be paid. But I mean, right now, you're just seeing what your potential is. And I think let's just take Johnny Manziel, for example. Star in college. NFL, he got offered millions by the Cleveland Browns. He's now going to the Canadian Football League. I mean, what? Because he was all hype going into the NFL, and then he plummeted. And, the money's going to get to him, so it's going to be a bad idea if they start paying college athletes. Jack, what do you think?
I think it's a bad idea, but I heard that back in the 80s, at least, I did some research on this. Players would usually, if they went to a university and they got offered a scholarship, usually the university would give them a small amount of money, like $2,000 at most if you're like big-time Bama player or something. Mm-hmm. Once a month to do whatever you want. Obviously, you shouldn't get paid salary and then live off of it, but you can't just go in there and just learn your education and play sports and make the university great without anything but thanks. I think a small salary or a small, paycheck every month would be fine. Just, for spending money. Not like you're going to be able to pay off your college funds with that, but I mean, some people deserve it, some people do not. I mean, I'm going to give people who are fourth string sitting on the bench every day, practically not even practicing, and then they get a $500 bonus, but it could go a long ways.
Mm-hmm. Well, that about does it for this video. Thank you to our subscribers that stayed with us. Obviously, I had to go through some personal matters, so thank you for understanding. And we will be uploading on the national championship. We did upload a video, tried to upload a video, but we had some technical difficulties. So we'll try to be getting that out today or whenever you see this.
And I hope that please leave comments below on anything we should improve, or just say your thoughts. Leave a like, and as always, subscribe. Thank you, and as always, I'm Jack.
I'm Alex.
And you're watching CSN. Have a great day.